Senate President, our dear colleagues, and unang-una siguro, just as a manifestation and a thanksgiving sa ating Panginoon na yung nakita nating laki ng bagyo. Marami pa rin na pinsala, grabe pa rin ang tama sa ilan mga lugar. But if you, all of us who saw the pictures and comparing it with Yolanda, comparing it with the past storms, and then of course, yung bagyo din na pinagdadaanan natin sa corruption, I just wanted to express, thanksgiving sa Panginoon at sa lahat ng Pilipino na nagkaisa tayo during this time. Having said that, it does tell me one thing. If you see our discussions today, EDCOM, at lahat ng problema na lumabas sa EDCOM, and I'd like to thank Senator Win and Senator now Secretary Angara, lahat ng nasa EDCOM. Kayo po ni former Senator Edgardo Angara sa EDCOM 1. Pinag-usapan din natin yung classroom kanina, ngayon naman Sierra Madre. The simple manifestation that I want to do, Mr. President, is that when we start the budget on Thursday, we should start looking at this as an opportunity to do something very decisive and to do it differently. So usually every year we try to do it better. Each Congress, 17, 18, 19, 5, 6, 7, we try to improve, innovate. But etong disruption, etong gulo, etong nagdidebate po tayo, no? Senator Marcoleta, Senator Lacson have different points of view on many things, but I think in the end we all want one thing, di ba? Pag nagdadasal po tayo, sabi, your kingdom come here on earth as it is in heaven. At yung kingdom ng Panginoon ay maayos. So the manifestation that I want to make is that I look forward to working with all of you sa budget. But sana ma-convince din natin yung Executive Department at saka yung House of Representatives, lahat ng ating kababayan, na we have to do things differently. If we have to ban all these kinds of development from Sierra Madre, let's just do it. Diba? If we have to decide, will we take out, suspend muna 2 years from K-12 habang binibuild yung classroom, or do we move 100 billion to classrooms? Hindi lang classroom yung problema, new schools, yung lupa. EDCOM, problem after problem, nire-report every month, but mabagal tayo magsolusyon. We took out 200 billion from DPWH, almost 300 billion. Ngayon, 50% daw, overpriced. So all of this doesn't have to lead to frustration. All of this can lead to opportunity na, sige, so I put it this way, kanina may nakasalubong akong congressman. Sabi ko, pare, anong pinakagusto mong kumpanya sa Pilipinas? Is it San Miguel? Is it Ayala Corp? Is it PLDT? If I tell you gather 100 people today at bilhin natin, siguro kahit 1,000 taong kunin mo, hindi natin mabibili, di ba? Pero halimbawa, nagkaskandalo yung kumpanya na yan. Bumaksak yung stock nila. At kayo, marami kayo, may cash kayo. Baka mabili nyo. Pag binili nyo, hindi nyo lang itutuloy. Nagkaskandalo nga, nagkaproblema. Pero magandang kumpanya. Anong gagawin nyo? May babaguhin kayo na napakaganda para muling bumangon at lumaki yung kumpanya na yon. So I just like to speak a little bit of encouragement. I know we'll be having deep debates in the next few days, Mr. President, and I look forward to doing it in a very professional manner. But I'd like to encourage all of us that there's an opportunity to do something very different. To really solve, to disrupt, but to be able to quantum leap. So, kumbaga game changer ang kailangan approach natin sa mga panahon na to. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Majority Leader.
Majority Leader.
So, we're here today kasi first day ng session, and yung topic na gusto ko i-share na maikli is yung God, the God of the possible. Diba? Kasi sa mundong ito, parati nating sinasabi na imposible, pero actually what we mean, it's improbable. Pero ang Diyos, pati imposible, posible. Kaya nga God is always the God of the possible. So let's start. When we talk about possibility, we have to talk about having a grateful heart. Pag wala pong gratefulness sa ating puso, ibig sabihin po, nandyan ay galit, nandyan po ay hatred, nandyan po, lahat ng emosyon naman, tao naman po tayo eh. So, kahit naman righteous anger po, meron dyan, di ba? But ang point po is parang baso, pag puno ng tubig yan, hindi mo malalagyan po yan ng ng juice, for example, di ba? Kailangan itapon mo yung, so kung ang laman ng baso ay maduming tubig, tapon mo muna yon bago mo palitan ng mabuting tubig. And a way of doing that is yung complete gratitude sa Panginoon. Kasama sa gratitude, yung surrender na, Lord, ikaw lang may alam ng lahat eh. So kahit anong, di ba, tingnan niyo po si Moses, sa lahat ng pinagdaanan niya, sabi niya, hindi mo makikita sa lifetime mo ang promised land. Pero nakita niyo later on, di ba, nakapunta siya. So that's a whole story. But ibig sabihin, it wasn't in his lifetime, but through God's grace and amazing wisdom, nakita po ni Moses yung promised land, but not in his lifetime. So we have to trust God, di ba? So let me realign. So I'm starting out by saying, settle our heart, no matter how much grief, anger, problematic, just surrender and say, God, you are everything. You are the God of the possible. Nothing is impossible to you. Diba? So having said that, isa-isahin natin. Problema natin, so gusto ko sabihin sana problema ng bansa. But remember, before we talk about the problem ng bansa, kailangan mo pag-usapan problema ni Maria, problema ni Juan, problema ni Tom, diba? So yes, massive yung corruption and that destroyed a lot of things. Pero kung hindi mapagamot yung anak ni Maria, kung hindi po makapasok si Jose dahil walang pang matrikula or malayo yung school, malayo sa pinag-uusapan yung problema ng bansa. It's intimately related and it's the same, but from a perception point of view, yung nasa harap mo, yung pinakamabigat mong problema. Whether yan ay problema sa away, sa pera, sa trabaho, sa meron may sakit, di ba? So yung pagkakaroon po ng grateful heart, allows the healing that we need. So I'll talk about it more hopefully tonight, but malamang tomorrow. But the point I want to make is that the power of believing, the power of God to do things that we think is impossible. So kanina ang ganda ng tatlong speeches. It's about the Sierra Madre, na protection siya. It's about yung ganda at galing at pagiging articulate ng EDCOM sa mga problema para magkaroon tayo ng pinakamagandang education system. Pinag-usapan din po yung paano solusyonan yung classroom project. Ang problema, ang mindset natin how to do it better or how to try to solve the problem. Hindi how to totally change everything, no? Ika nga sa prayer natin, di ba? Hindi naman natin pray, Lord, sana bumuti ng konti. Ang prayer natin, your kingdom come here on earth as it is in heaven. So the kingdom is perfection. It reflects the king. It reflects his glory. When you talk about God's kingdom, looking at the Bible or just imagining it, di ba? Everything is perfect. So why are we praying that your kingdom come here on earth as it is in heaven, then praying just for a little bit better? So if people are hungry, it's not enough that we feed them. They have to be fed the best food or nutritiously. If we're saying na kulang ng classroom, it's not enough that we add classrooms. They have to have the best educational system. So part of the lying spirit, no, the same spirit leading the serpent to telling Eve, if you eat that, you will become like God. You won't die. It's the same spirit that is lying to us that it is impossible for the Philippines to be like the kingdom of God. No? So, mahabang usapan, maraming kwentuhan yan. But tell yourself, God is the God of the possible. Our God is the God of the impossible kasi lahat posible sa Kanya. So, good night everyone. I'll try to say hello tonight and talk more about our different topic at medyo maayos, no? So, please continue praying, especially for those who need the help the most. But we have to start learning to pray as a body. We have to learn to start to pray as a nation. God bless you po. Good night po.